Hey guys, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game that is going to be hitting Kickstarter from APE Games, and it's called Island Siege. Island Siege is a 2 to 4 player game, which is basically a reworking of an older game that was an only 2-player game. But this is 2 to 4, and it's going to come with 3 expansions, which you're going to be seeing here shortly. Coquina, or Cochina, I don't know how you say it, but they're pink cubes. Captains, which is an extra deck of cards, and Monuments, which is where you can send some of your people to turn them into a stone statue. Just like that. I don't know why they would pose like that, but whatever. This is essentially, I don't know, it's a pirate themed game where you're trying to use your workers, your colonists, to build forts, build buildings, build ships, and attack the other players to keep them from being the first person to get all their colonists out onto the board. Pretty simple, but it's deeper than it sounds. Let's go down to the table. See how it plays. All right, so here's a game of Island Siege, plus the Captain's expansion, plus the Monuments expansion, plus the Coquina or Cochina expansion, which are these pink cubes and some extra cards. All set up. I'm playing 2 players. This new edition is going to be available to be played as 2, 3, or 4, but I'm only doing a 2-player run through here. But it's going to play the same, just with more people. To set up, if you're using the Monuments, you're going to put both these boards out here. You're going to put the cubes on the islands, and that's that. If you're using the Captains, you're going to shuffle the Captain's deck and set it somewhere off to the side. And if you're using Coquina, you'll put the pink cubes here, and then you will shuffle the extra cards into the main deck. Now, to set up, you're going to give each player a starting fort, which I have here. It's going to start with all the cubes on it, and you're going to get a black and a white cube to go in your supply. And it's going to kind of go here to protect you. So that player has the same. And then on your player board, you're going to have a boat, which looks like this. And you're going to have 9 colonists, 3 in each section of this board. All right. So now what you're going to be doing on your, and you're also going to get 3 cards. Sorry, I almost forgot this. You're going to get 3 cards. And then you're going to keep, give 1 to your opponent, and you're going to keep 2. So I already did that. So I'm left with these 3 cards, which good luck. I actually have a Coquina card in here for you guys to see how that works. All right. So now we're going to start playing. The game's pretty simple. It's going to take place over 3 phases, which are victory phase. So the way you win this game is either have 20 coins or be the first person to start your turn without any colonists on your colonist board. Pretty simple. So once you check that, if no one wins, then you go on to phase 2. That's the colonize phase, which I don't know if you can see this card, but I'll put it right here. The colonize phase. For every fort you have out in front of you, you get to take a colonist from the bottom, the lowest part of your board, so if, in this case, the very bottom of this one, and put it on a space on the fort. Each fort can only hold so many spaces. They're the round sections on the fort card. And then, what you're going to do is you're going to get to take an action. There are 3 actions you can do. You can draw 3 cards, keep 2, give your opponent 1. Pretty easy. Or you can build a fort, a building, or a ship. To build, you're going to have, let's look at this one here. To build, you're going to have colonists equal to the number on the top of this card. So say I wanted to build this building. I have to have 2 colonists on a fort, a single fort. Then I'll build it, I'll put it down here, move the colonists. I get the coin reward, and then I get the black cube to reinforce my fort. If I can't do that, then I waste a black cube. And then they're each going to give me a special ability that may apply at some time or when I build it. Third thing you can do is you can attack. I'm not going to go into that now, but when I do it, I'll explain it. So that's how the game's going to play out. And then on the back of that card, it's going to show you what you do for an attack. All right. So now let's go ahead and play. So this player's going to go first. So the first player doesn't do the colonize phase, so they just start with action. So they get to pick one of the 3 actions. So what they want to do is, first thing they're going to, they don't get to do that. So they actually want to, I think they're going to draw some cards. So they're going to draw 3 cards. I'll place them down here. So they have a fort, they have another fort, and they have a third fort. So So they get to keep 2 of these and give their opponent 1. So they're going to keep this one, and I'll show you why. And they'll keep this one because they don't care. Then they'll give that player 1. All right. So that's their turn. Now I'll show you why they kept that one next turn. All right. Let's bring this board up a little bit so I can actually touch it. All right, so this player, they get to start out on colonize because they haven't won. So they're going to put 1 colonist on their fort. And then, let's look at their cards. They get to take an action. They can attack, build, or draw cards. And I think what they want to do is they're actually going to build a fortress. No, they're going to go ahead and attack. So I'm just going to let them attack so I can show you how that works. All right, so when you attack, you're going to take your boat to this player's blue boat, and you're going to put it on the fort that you want to attack. So in this case, I only have this fort, so they're going to attack. Now, in a normal attack situation, you get to roll 3 dice. If you get, and you get one reroll. If all of your colonists are off this bottom section of the board, so let me show you that. If all your colonists are gone from here, you get an extra reroll, so a maximum of 2. If all your colonists are gone from here, you get to roll the 4th die. But right now we're only rolling 3 because nobody has that bottom section cleared out. So they're going to roll dice, then I'm going to explain what happens. So first thing you do is you're going to roll. All right, now they can decide if they want to roll or they want to keep it. They're actually going to re-roll, so they'll re-roll this one. All right, so now what they get to do is they have to declare 1 flag that they want to attack with. So in this case, they have gray, 2 gray, so they're going to attack with gray. Now, let me say why that is important. You can see on this fort, they have 2 gray cubes next to each other. In order to hit those gray cubes, you can't just take out 1. You'd have to take out 2 because they are, I can't remember what the term is, reinforced or something. But whenever there's 2 there, you have to take them both out together because they're next to each other. If there was a cube and another fort like this with the white in front of the gray, I'd have to take out the white before I could hit the gray. So that's kind of some additional rules for attacking. So in this case, they rolled 2 grays. So they take those off and they go back to the supply. All right. Now, next thing they can do is they have a second wave attack. There's another action they can do called reinforce, which doesn't apply here, but maybe I'll show that later. Second wave attack, what that does is that's this red bullseye here. They can then destroy any other cube that they want to. So in this case, they're going to go ahead and bang off the black one. It doesn't matter because they didn't destroy the fort, but that's that. So that was the attack. And that's it. All done. So they're going to take their boat back. I'll just leave it over there because it's hard to reach. And then it'll be my turn. So my turn, I get to colonize. So I bring out my colonists. I don't know why I couldn't say that word. Now I'm going to build a fort. So that's what I'm going to do on my turn. So I'm going to build this. You can see in this fort, it's going to give me a black cube. Whatever the flag color is on this fort, you're going to take that from the supply. So in this case, I take a black one from the supply. And then I can contribute to the rest of the spaces, as many as cubes as I have in my personal supply. So I'm going to put a black and a white. And then for every cube that I place, not counting the one that comes, I get a coin. So I get 2 coins. So I am 1/10 of the way to victory. And that is my turn. So that's this player's turn. I'm going to slide this up because I can't reach it. So I'll grab this. They have now 2 colonists here. They will take their cards. See if they can build something. They cannot build anything, so they're going to draw some cards. So here are the cards that they drew. A 2 colonist guy, they want that. They want this one, and I'm taking that one. And they're going to give this one to me. So they're taking these. So those are their cards. That's their turn. They're done. All right, then it's back to me. So now I have 2 forts, so I get to put 2 colonists out here. All right, I'm trying to show you some of the expansion stuff, but it's just not coming up. So I'm going to try to see if I can get to some of that. So here's one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to build a building so you can see that. So I'll build this building. It has a 2 meeple cost. So what that means is I have to take 2 meeples from the fort, bring it down onto there. And then I get 2 coins. And then I get a black cube that I can use to reinforce my fort. So I did that. Now, when built, take one black from the general supply and add it to your personal supply. And I get to take a black cube and refill my personal supply. So that's nice. All right. Oh, I should have done that too. When built, add the top card of the discard pile to your hand, which there isn't one, so that's irrelevant. All right, so that was my turn. Now it's back to this player. This. All right, so they've cleaned off the bottom row of their colonist board, and now they are able to roll twice for rerolls. So let's see what they want to do here. They're going to build a building as well, because that's really all that they can do right now. So they're going to build this building. Whoops, I messed up my boat. Let's slide this over. All right, so they're going to bring down 2. They get 2 coins. I got to move that. That's awful. I can't reach it. I'll just put it right there. All right, so they have 2 coins. And then they get to do this. When built, add 1 to their personal supply. So they get 1 white to their personal supply. And then they get to add a white reinforcement, but they don't need that, so they lose that. All right, then back to me. All right, so I'm going to just show you something for the coquina. So I'm going to build this fort. So you can see this has pink. So this is going to take this pink cube and put it on here. Then I can add a black cube in front of it. And I get 1 coin. All right. So now let me explain something about the pink cubes. Whenever you build a okay. So whenever you build a pink cube, you notice there's only white, black, and gray on these dice. So the only way to kill a pink cube is to roll this. So a second wave attack is the only way. That's the only difference for the pink ones. It's one of the expansions, so just makes it a little more difficult to defeat a fort. So that was that. That was my turn. Then this player, they're going to do another colonist here. They need to get a fort out, I think. Yes, let's do this one. All right. So they're going to build a fort. Let's get their cubes. All right. So it comes with a gray cube. So they're going to get a gray cube. And then they're going to add these to it for 3 coins. So they get 3 coins, and now they have 5. I can't pick these up that well. All right. So they have 5 coins. So they're doing pretty well. Now me, I get to put out 3 colonists. 1, 2, whoops. 3 different ones because I have 3 different forts. Now I get to attack and do 4. All right. So I want to attack because I want to show you some stuff here. I want to try to show you some of the monuments if I can, which I don't think I can right now. Maybe we can get a captain though. I'll at least show you that, and then I can tell you what the monuments do. All right, so I'm going to attack. I'm just going to go ahead and attack this fort. So now I've cleaned off both sections of my board here. So I get a reroll twice, and now I can roll all 4 dice. So I'm going to do that. All right, so let's show you the captain piece here. All right, so this is a leadership icon. In the normal game, that's going to let you trigger some special abilities on some ships that I've built. I haven't built any ships. But with the captain's expansion, what it's going to let you do is it's going to let you either draw one of these cards or use one of these cards. So in this case, I'm going to draw a card just so you can see it. So this would be mine. I get to add, on another turn, I could add 2 reds on a future roll. So that's pretty good, not bad. So I'll keep that over here as a little safety net. So I use that. I'm not going to re-roll because I don't need to. I like these rolls. So I'm going to use these 2 grays, and I'll use this black. So the 2 grays here to attack these. Then I'm going to use a black reinforcement. So I'm going to take this black reinforcement, and I'm going to just put it in my personal supply. I can add it to a fort, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put it on personal supply. All right, and that was my turn. I'm going to call my boat back. And now it's the other player's turn. So they're going to bring out 2 colonists. And they are going to... They can't build a building, so they're going to attack me as well. So they're going to bring out their boat here to attack here. Here. They get to roll 4 dice. All right, they don't have any leadership, so they're going to take a captain card as well. Place this card on the defending fort. Treat this fort as all buildings, but it needs 2 leaderships. So that'll be something they can use later. So they have another one. So they'll draw another one. Add 2 white flags to my result, which is pretty nice. So they have 2 captain's flags to use on another turn, and they're just going to keep these results, and they will tag this black cube, and they'll be done. All right, so now it's my turn. I'm going to put out my last 3 guys. Oh, I'm only putting out 2 guys because that fort's full. Damn, that stinks. All right. So then what I'm going to do, I'm going to attack. So I want to show you how the monuments work. So that's the only reason I keep attacking. So I'm going to come here. I have this card, remember. So let's not forget that. So I get to roll 4. All right, so I'm going to use this. And I'm going to cash in this card, which will let me add 2 reds to my roll. So I have 3 grays. So I'm going to just go, I'll re-roll all of these because I get 2 more re-rolls. I need a black, I'll re-roll this one. All right, so now what I get to do is I get to pick 1 flag. So I'll pick white. I'll kill this white cube. So that goes back to the island. Then I have a couple choices. I can either take reinforcements and get myself a black cube or build some black on my fort. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use these 2 plus this one. So I have 3 extra hits, but I only need 1. So I'm going to take out this black one. And now I have destroyed those buildings. So let me show you what happens now. All right, so normally what would happen is all of these 2 cards get destroyed. So let me destroy them if I can. All right. So let's go in the discard pile. Normally what would happen is these guys would just go back to the board, starting from the highest to the lowest. But in the Monuments expansion, you have another option. So what you can do is, let's pretend like this guy had a white cube, because I need this to show you. So they have a white cube in their supply. What they can do is they can send back, if they had 4 or more people get relocated from buildings or forts back to their board, they can build a monument. So they're going to do this one. Say they had a white cube. So they're going to, what you do is you're going to send one of your colonists to this little monument space right here. You also have to get rid of a white cube. And then you're going to get a coin. So this player now has 6 points. And then the rest of the colonist guys would go back on the board. And that was this player's turn. Now it'll be this player's turn. They're going to keep going, doing their thing. And we're going to keep going like that until someone either has 20 coins or this player had all their guys on the board and they started their turn empty. I think I showed you everything. So I did the monuments. I showed you how to build. I didn't show you how to do a ship, but let me show you some. So a ship would look like this. Same kind of deal. They're not going to go behind a fort. Most of the buildings have to go behind a fort, but a ship can just hang out over here. Still needs people, so I can bring these 3 people down on this boat. Get the money, gives you some extra abilities and all that stuff. I showed you the monument, showed you captain, showed you Coquina. Yeah, so that is everything that's going to be coming in this new updated version of Island Siege. And yeah, that's enough showing you. Let's go up to the top, see what you think about it. All right, well, that was Island Siege. I got to say, this is a pretty deep game for as little as it is. It seems just like it's going to be a quick filler, but really, you're always trying to outthink your opponent, and it makes it deeper than it seems, which is cool for me. So, first I want to tell you, there are some things in the overview that are not part of the base game. So, the parts that are some of the things that I showed you. So, there's captains and there's monuments. Those are going to be stretch goals for the Kickstarter campaign. So, if you like that and like the ideas of those, you want to make sure you hit those stretch goals. The rest of the game is going to have deluxe player boards, I believe. There'll be extra more coins because there's just that little pile that I had that is going to make this game more enticing when it hits Kickstarter. So make sure when it's on Kickstarter that you go check that out because it's going to be boss. All right. So let me tell you about this game. First thing I want to talk about is the 2 different win conditions. So I like that you can either have an economic win or you can have, I forget what it's called, a colonist victory, which makes sense because all your colonists are on the board. So you either get 20 coins or you get all your colonists out on the board, which is what was going to happen in my playthrough. The yellow was going to win on their next turn because they had other people out on the board, or a couple more turns unless they got attacked and lost some stuff. So yeah, it seems easy to, like, winning using the colonist strategy is easy, but then you're just going to get wailed on and get pounded, and you're going to get your colonists put back on your board because no one wants you to win. So there is that. Other thing I like is these metal coins are boss. I mean, there's something about a nice metal coin that just makes the game pop. I'm a sucker for wooden bits and chits and cardboard, but don't tell anybody, but I do like the metal coins. Another thing I like is the art is right up my alley. It's like that normal Euro game looking art. I love it. It's dry. It's actually really nice artwork though, but it's just pictures of buildings and boats. That's my jam right there. Buildings and boats. And wooden meeples. Any game with wooden meeples is my thing. So this is a Euro game packaged in like a slight filler with a little bit of take that. Because, I mean, you have to attack, but it's not like mean attacking because you can always fix yourself. I also like these things, which I didn't really show these a ton, but this is the overview card. I don't know if these are going to be different, but there's the two sides. So there's what you can do on actions, and then there's the attack, what you can do on an attack side. So those are going to be there. That'll be nice to look at so you know what you're doing. I'm not sure if Captains, Monuments, and Coquina will have that or not. It didn't in mine, but again, I just have a pre-production one, so I don't know for sure. But that would be nice if it also mentioned, you know, here's what you do to get a captain. Here's what these symbols can now do. You can use the captain card, draw a captain card, or use the ability on one of your other cards. Which I didn't show you, but some of the boats, let me show you now, just so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I showed you that symbol that you could draw a captain's card or use a captain's card, but sometimes you can build a boat and it'll have that symbol on it as well. And you can use that symbol to use the power of this boat. So that's something else you can do with that symbol. So it has 3 functions now instead of just the one. So yeah, I like this game. It's fun. I'm hoping that I can get a copy of this when it comes out because I have to send this on to the next reviewer, which always stinks when you get a good game and then you got to ship it off. But yeah, this is a fantastic game. I don't have a ton of games about pirates, and I like the pirate theme even though I'm a big Care Bear gamer. But occasionally it's nice to get my pirate ship on and go blow up some fools and steal their booty. So yeah, this is going to be BGM accepted, and I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10 on BGG, so a 4 out of 5 wrenches on our scale. And yeah, I like it. Island Siege, 2 thumbs up from me. So I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics. That was Island Siege from APE Games, and as always, keep gaming.